If you compare the way how people live in Eastern Europe and Western Europe, you will see a big difference. In Western Europe, countries like England, Belgium, France, people are very fond of keeping nice green lawns and having beautiful decorative trees that produce some beautiful flowers or some nice ornaments. But meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, most of the people have trees and plants that are producing food. Like if you go to some city and you go into a region like this where people are living in like just some houses outside the city, then every single person, almost everybody, has a greenhouse. Like you can see here, the greenhouse, and the property next door, there's a greenhouse, then there's a greenhouse. If you look to another side, there is a greenhouse. Basically everybody has a greenhouse. Everyone keeps so many fruit trees and vegetables growing in their gardens, and that is the biggest difference that you would see of the practical way how people live. It is probably because of the economical reasons. People are not so interested in Western countries to produce their own food because they find it cheaper to buy in the shop than to do their own labor. Whereas in the Eastern countries, people unknowingly, they are having the best quality food, nice, organic, homegrown, fresh, and it doesn't cost them money. So for example, here you can see some pumpkins growing. There are plenty of vegetables growing in all the places. If you go on the streets, you will see fruit trees everywhere. People don't grow trees for good looks, they just grow it for fruits. Like if you go around this area here, there is like plums and apples falling down everywhere. And that's a nice thing, because people live more simple life in such a way. They produce their own food, they take care of their own organic waste as well. Like here is a nice greenhouse with some tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, and so on. And then people do composting, and then they plant pumpkins there and things like that. So they live more practical. As well, the basic necessities like heating for the homes, usually people either they get some firewood here and they store it for the winter, or they buy some material that they just keep using as a firewood. And in the Western countries nowadays it is just gas. Everywhere you would see a house. Every house property has a big gas balloon connected to the big system, and that's how everybody is used to doing things. As well, in the Eastern countries, people store food. Like in the summertime, you put so much food in the jars, you do some pickles and you do different, I don't know, chutneys and different vegetable mixtures in the jars. You store the potatoes in the jars and vegetables. Not, sorry, you don't store potatoes in the jars, you just store the potatoes in the cellar and other vegetables. So in that way, it is a huge difference that you would see between the Eastern and Western countries. It's a nice thing to see, and it's nice to be in the Eastern countries because you see so big variety of different fruits growing everywhere, and you can have so many fruits just you can pick from the street, because on the streets there is like full of fruit trees. If you are in the right area, not some like big houses, then it will not be. So that's how it is. So peace, I see you later, bye.